out. We got another pile of shit in the garage. This, it's a 350. I think it's a. I'm not sure what 350s were, if they were Sebrings or. But it was modified to be an Enduro at some point. Yeah, it's all the delicious crap. What the hell is that? And then they, oh my god. Just, you can tell that's the kickstand for it. I just opened it up in here to see if there was oil in it. So I gotta drain that out. Probably gotta pull the motor out too. I don't know. I'll see. It's got compression. We'll get to that. It's got an electrical mess. Probably needs a new set of points because those seem to be rotted to the core. The clutch cable is stuck. I gotta figure out how to get this bash plate off. Oh gosh, why would you make a bash plate that has bolts that stick out that can hang you up on the trail and cause you to crash? And then these were for putting it on the shifter so you don't get grass. So whoever it was an enduro guy. Then a lovely exhaust. Thing of beauty. I don't know where this. I don't know how. This was an aftermarket. Yeah, just a little gap, little gap, little gap, little gap. We gotta totally figure that out. Then they modified the suspension. Look at that. They pushed the shocks forward from where the stock ones were. They made this interesting. Yeah, I've seen better welding on Chinese cruise ships. Or, shouldn't say Chinese. I think they weld better than that. I don't know how that stop is supposed to work. I don't know. And then what I found interesting was the bar solid? Or is that capped? I don't know. That is a compression releaso next to your clutch, but the compression releaso, I don't know. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if it's working. Has a Mikuni carb. Interesting. They use the battery, and then there's your rectifier, and then they used a Zener diode to control the electrical flow. I imagine that's either a 12 volt Zener diode, or it looks like a Triumph one, so it might be 12 volt. So that's inventive though. Kind of before 80-20 got, or was it? Yeah, 80-20. Or is that 80-40? I can't remember. Extrusion came out. Here's the other loveliness. Wow, that is what? Why wouldn't you cut that off if you have this? I think they're just, and then this is just the wildest thing. Goes over to here. Just bolts to that. That's your passenger peg right there. Yeah, isn't that cool? But they mounted and then they used the cable brake. Yeah, and that's just Mickey Mouse, they call it. So yeah, that's I don't know. That's sketchy as hell. And then we have the beautiful Bates seat. That's an old Bates seat. It's actual leather. No, it's real leather. A real leather Bates seat. And then I don't know. I can't identify this tank. If that's an actual Ducati tank or what? It's aluminum. But man, it's fucked. Man, thing is just unbelievable. They just put the bolts, captured the bolts with no name on it. So it might be an aftermarket. I don't know. I'll have to look through some of my magazines, but this might be an aftermarket. The closest I could find to this aluminum gas tank was a company called Mid-Cal in California. Wow, they made aftermarket gas tanks for desert sleds and dirt bikes back in the 60s through late 70s, like really overbuilt and since gone out of business. Like but they sold their stuff through a company called Weber Catalogs and a couple other catalog companies. That's not going nowhere. It's going nowhere. This is the front gas tank tab. The old school kill button. Kind of cool. I don't know what this was all about though. Is that for like a sidecar? I don't know. Then then the guy who owned this bike didn't understand. It is, farming is what farming does, but a lot of quarter 20 bolts. Yeah, scratch your head on them. And I don't know. It's just weird. And this is the oldest aftermarket plastic fender ever. That's cool. But yeah, this is going to be weird trying to get this thing running. But I got a feeling I'm going to have to, in order to adjust the valves, I might have to take the engine out. Maybe not. I'll see. But it's a old bevel drive 350cc bike, which is scary. And there was no consideration of how much anything weighed or how long the bolts were. Just, I don't know. Old knobby tire. I don't know how old this thing is. It's not cracked, which is weird. It's not cracked at all. It's Italian for sure. Look at this. What's the tire? Oh, it's a Conti. It's a Conti. Yay. I don't know if that's a 19-inch rim or an 18-inch rim. It looks kind of like a 19-inch rim. Oh, there's the cracking. I knew I'd find it. I just want to see where the size is. There it is. Yeah, it's a 418. All right, so it is an 18. Yay, we can do wheelies. This thing is a beast. We gotta figure it out. Man, why did I buy this hunk of shit? Wow. What was I thinking? Was there any beer involved? I just don't. I see the front mounts for the bash plate, but I don't see any mounts in the back. I don't see. Oh, there's. Oh, I see it. There's like a hook there. Here, let me get a light. Ah, it's hooked. Oh, okay. That's. Wow. I wonder if that's an aftermarket bash plate for Ducatis. That is interesting. Okay. So it's just hooked back there.
What it ended up being
There's
was
the
it was
holes
a
for the center
shovel
stand.
that the guy fabricated to into a bash
Wow.
plate, which is, I suppose, a pretty good, I guess. But yeah, it was like one of those cold shovels,
another grease
real
fitting.
wide. Yeah, pretty good, I guess.
The carburetors, the sliders stuck. All right. I'll put you up on a stand. You can watch me tear this pile of shit down. Wow, what was I thinking? The more I mean, I love Ducatis, especially the 350s, but this was a bodge job for the ages. Yeah, we'll be back.
Here I'm heating up all of the bolts or the cases on the rocker boxes so I could take the Allen bolts out without too much getting stripped apart or being stuck because of the corrosion. The bike sitting outside, you gotta kind of preemptively warm everything up, juice it down with whatever your favorite penetrating oil is, and hopefully everything comes apart. The rear rocker box came apart pretty nice. The front one, it came out, but I had to do some drilling.
Well, upon further inspection, what I found was that the clutch was slipping severely, and this thing's just. And I looked at the clutches didn't look bad at all. I mean, I measured them. They're right around 38 thousandths, and these guys weren't hardly worn at all. But what I did find was that nut was loose. And that guy, if you can see, is pretty worn out. And what had happened was, if I can kind of show you, right there, let me use a screwdriver. Let me see. Right there, that's supposed to be like a little tab that's supposed to hang right there down into one of those slots. Thus, when you bend the ears over here, it effectively locks it in place. Well, issue number one, I either have to make a new one, or I can try to make this one work. So let's get into that kind of bullshit. Can someone please explain to me how do you get these screws?
What ended up happening here is I had to destroy the stator to get the stator plate off, and at any rate the stator that was on there was damaged and had broken wires and overheated. So I ended up finding a 2-wire stator online and replaced it. It worked out much better than this weird setup. I have no idea what the hell.
Huh. Around. little more. Alright, let's try with the foot instead of the hand. The foot is mightier than the hand, I believe. Yeah! You got her. Gotta get the timing right. She's popping through the exhaust, so the timing is a little too advanced.